In 2017, a person died by suicide every 11 minutes, and suicide is currently considered a public health crisis in the United States.
Welcome to TrevorTalks, where we dive into some of the biggest questions and issues facing LGBTQ young people. Today's topic, how to safely talk about suicide. At what point do you think people should start bringing up their thoughts of suicide?
I think the first thought matters the most. It is a very deep topic, and it's something that's very serious. I think we should all be talking about any point where we've thought about suicide, because nobody else will know your thoughts but yourself.
Wow. And I would say that as much as suicide or the topic of suicide is an individual issue, it's also a public health crisis. It's a societal ill. Certain groups such as LGBTQ people have higher rates of suicide because the burden that we carry of our identity and the exclusion that we feel leads us to believe that we should be completely excluded from society. So I think that, sometimes it's so much to blame it on the person, but we can start, putting the blame on society that doesn't value our own lives. And, suicide is a terrible thing, but there's more that people can be doing. There are more spaces that can be created. There are more opportunities that can be made for queer people to go to. I always like them to know that, suicidal thoughts oftentimes go in isolation, but there are places in this world where queer people belong and are free, and they feel loved and valued.
A lot of times reframing your mind, taking yourself out of your environment and going for a walk with a friend, calling someone you care about, you realize after that, people do love me, people do care about me. Even if it's removing yourself by yourself, taking a walk, going outside, seeing that there's other people enjoying their lives, seeing people in love, knowing that there's other lives that are good and you can have that. You deserve that. You are capable of that. And a lot of times when you're in isolation, you're by yourself and you forget that. And it's so easy to.
And those feelings of isolation where you feel like you're alone and your problems are your own and they're so big, we have big problems, but we're not meant to tackle our problems on our own.
One of the hardest things to talk about is suicide. Many of us know people who have attempted or lost their lives to suicide, but talking about it can often feel taboo.
The more we talk about it, the more we can destigmatize it. First, we need to define it. Suicide is the act of injuring oneself with the intent to die.
In 2017, a person died by suicide every 11 minutes. And suicide is currently considered a public health crisis in the United States.
We know this is a lot. Here's how to talk about suicide safely. Be non-judgmental. Suicide affects tens of thousands of people and families in the US every year. And even more are affected by thoughts of suicide and attempts.
Understand that there are many reasons people may feel suicidal. They may feel alone in a crisis they're facing. They may feel socially isolated. They may feel like they're a burden and that people around them might be better off without them.
Remember the impact of trauma. Our natural fear of dying can weaken when we're exposed to repeated physical pain or traumatic life experiences.
Don't be afraid to talk about it. Talking about mental health or suicide is proven to help encourage safety. It actually proves to ourselves and others that we're not alone and we're not a burden.
Remember, there are 24/7 resources available. For general mental health intervention, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988. For mental health services, specifically for LGBTQ young people, text the Trevor Project at 678-678 or call 1-866-488-7386.
While suicide can be difficult to talk about, it's important to speak up and seek help.
Just by talking about suicide, we can change the culture and remove the stigma and hopefully save lives.
Check out other videos in our TrevorTalks series. Click the link for more content or subscribe to our channel for even more resources.